Intention behind all this work, the intention has always been to find a method, a system that produces consistent results that you can reproduce in case after case. Because when I started with homeopathy, the main problem was that there was not much consistency. We had brilliant results, but it could not be reproduced in every case. Where we were in homeopathy, we would take symptoms. These symptoms would indicate this remedy, this symptoms would indicate another remedy. Here there was confusion, because if you chose one set of symptoms, you came to one remedy. In the same patient, if another homeopath chose another set of symptoms, it would come to a totally different remedy. So there had to be something deeper to this. And then we tried to understand that all symptoms, and especially the mind symptoms, they are the expression of a particular way of looking at and of reacting to reality that each individual has. So instead of looking at a remedy as just a set of symptoms, we started to look at patients and remedies as perceptions and reactions which are individual. And then it went deeper to the understanding of where do these perceptions and reactions come from in these remedies or in these patients. Then you went into a deeper level. So as we understood cases deeper and deeper, first as symptoms, then as perceptions, and then deeper to that as experiences, the consistency and predictability of the results increased significantly, dramatically. And thus this concept of 7 levels came about. Mountain, or as the facts of the height or the dimension or the approaches of the mountain, or you can have an emotional experience of the mountain, or the mountain can trigger off some imagination in you, like you're flying or you're climbing or you're on top of the world or whatever. But behind this perception also is an experience, and if you allow yourself to go into that experience, then you come to a different level of experience. And this is true for case taking as well. You can see a case as the diagnosis, or you can see it as the symptoms of different parts, or you can see the patient as an emotional being and who he is and how whether he's an angry man or a sad man or so forth. Or you can try to understand how does he look at reality, how does he see things. But deeper to that, how is his innermost experience, which kind of brings together the body and the mind, where there's no separation. And not only is no separation between body and the mind, but then at that level he speaks of a language which directly connects with some mineral, plant or animal in nature, which seems to be expressing or speaking from within him. For example, and then when you examine her life, when you examine her emotions, the patient's language and the language of the source. And at that level, the remedy selection became very predictable. But in order to come to that, one had to develop 2 different approaches. One was the technique of taking the patient, guiding the patient, staying with the patient as he or she goes into a journey of discovery, of witnessing what the innermost experience is, which is not easy. So we had to find ways and methods and techniques of doing this on the one hand, and on the other hand, we had to develop the materia medica from an entirely new paradigm, which is the idea not of individual remedies, but of groups of remedies as in nature with the kingdoms of the minerals, plants and animals. And then we had to, by a lot of work, by studying the provings, the materia medica, the cases, looking at the patterns, then we had to understand the materia medica, each kingdom, each sub-kingdom, and see this whole map. So we had to develop the map on the one hand and the techniques of case taking, and by doing this, now we have come to a certain level. This whole system, this whole method has a foundation, has a whole framework of techniques and of materia medica understanding, that it can be used practically in a very effective manner. And now we have colleagues all over the world practicing it, using it, giving feedback of the results and developing it.